Hello, welcome to my latest film. Going to be painting quite large. I just use my paintbrush just to give my camera something to lock onto, make sure it's zoomed up correctly. Yeah, it's the stretch canvas. It's nice being back to canvas, being out to the shop to get some. It's about 24 by 20 inches, so not a bad size at all. I prefer painting on bigger canvas. You can be a bit more expressive, a bit more big with your movements. Gives me far much more freedom than a small canvas or paper. And we'll just wave the hairy stick about, see what we get. I'm just going to put some threat in the sky, having established my horizon already. Get a bit of angle up there. See what we can come up with. I apologise in advance if my dogs start barking. I don't have them in the studio because paint and dogs don't mix, but they do sometimes start barking. We'll see. And thank you so much for all of your likes and your comments and stuff. Don't forget to subscribe if you're watching this. And as well as YouTube, you can see me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, WordPress and jonkid.co.uk. Just put Jon Kidd into Google and I'll show up. Over the years I've moved up the pecking order on Google, so I pretty much show up on the first page now, which is good. Yeah, been out with the dogs today, it was lovely. Nice walk down by the sea. I do love this time of year, it gets a bit cooler and autumnal. It is my favourite time of year, as I often say. Interesting to see how my work differs across the seasons. Yeah, it's not looking too bad, the sky, so far. See how we get on. More Payne's grey. Incidentally, as usual, I'm only using about 3 colours. Using Payne's grey, sap green with a little bit of carmine red in it, just to make a nice earthy colour. And I might be using some yellow with a little bit of orange mixed in a bit, as I normally do. I might chuck some violet in there as well. Just create some features on this horizon. Bit of a hill, first of all. Interesting clump of trees there on the left of the hill. Purely accidental. Another clump of trees. Or a row of houses, could be anything. It might change as I go on. It's the beauty about painting, you can change things. With acrylic, you have to be reasonably quick if you do change something and change your mind. So acrylic dries very fast, compared to oils that take days to dry. That's why I use acrylic. I haven't got the patience to wait for it to dry. Certainly haven't got the space in my tiny studio to have things drying. On goes the yellow. Yeah, well, I've been filming. Well, it's been a few weeks, but my canvas hasn't fallen off the easel, so hopefully it won't. We shall see. I've got my music on, listening as I paint. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. So far, so good. Yeah, I'd give anything for a proper studio. It's too small. Yeah, I'd love somewhere big to paint in. I can paint on huge canvases then, one day. Yeah, it's quite interesting now, that hill on the right. Just giving a bit of a nice point to it. It's kind of reminiscent of perhaps the roaches in the Peak District. Could be Windgather Rocks, somewhere like that. Yeah, I do like Windgather Rocks. Some good times up there. Yeah, Windgather Rocks was when I used to live in Buxton. It was always quite handy. If I knew there was going to be a good sunset, if I could see it from the house, I'd get up Windgather Rocks. You could be there in about 20 minutes, get set up and do your sunset. It's lovely. And often got there really early, spent 2 hours on my own, just thinking in the peace and quiet. Yeah, it was always nice up there. Haven't been up for a good while. Because I used to do a lot of landscape photography, but I think about 4 years ago I fell out with it. I was getting really frustrated by it. So yeah, I found myself on some occasions shouting at the skies it wasn't behaving itself. So yeah, I gave it up. Thought if it's winding me up, there's no point. Might go back to it one day. We shall see. Yeah, my photography now really I do from inside a moving car. If you want to see me photographs, of course they're on my website, jonkid.co.uk, and they're just about everywhere else as well. Yeah, that yellow in the foreground's looking a bit plain, hopefully a bit more interesting as I go on. Yeah, Windgather Rocks. I ought to go up next time I'm in the Peak District. Yeah, I do like it round there, round Goit Valley. Superb place. It was always nice going up um, oh, what's it called? You park at Pim chair and then go up. What's the name of the bloody place now? Shining Tor. It is amazing place. It's always good fun in the snow going up there. And in the summer, you can go up there to do a sunrise and whatever, and there'd be golden plovers all over the place. You can get quite close to them. Always lovely to see. Yeah, it was many years ago. It's been 20 odd years ago. I used to walk out round Goit Valley a lot, and one strange time I was there, down by one of the dams with my rucksack and all that business. It was long before I did mountain rescue or anything like that. And this French bloke who spoke good English came up to me and asked if I had a mobile phone, which I did, but there was no signal. So I lent him a phone. There was no signal, and asked him if everything was all right. He said, yeah, him and his wife had a row. She'd stripped off her clothes and she was nowhere to be seen, and threatened to do herself in and all sorts of stuff. And but yeah, she wasn't around anywhere. So he said he needed, to go to a hospital or something. So I said, right, yeah, I can drive, but I haven't got my car on me. And he suggested taking his car. So yeah, we went to his car, short distance, and his missus were there, and she had indeed taken all her clothes off, and she was as naked as the day she were born, next to the car. And it was, they were French, obviously. It was a left-hand drive affair, and yeah, it was weird. I mean, they're really nice and everything. They weren't arguing. They were just, in the car, and yeah, drove them to the hospital in Buxton. Strange. So yeah, I hope she got some help after that. I'm sure she did. So yeah, of course I joined mountain rescue and ended up doing it for real, plucking people out of danger. Yeah, it's a popular haunt for Buxton Mountain Rescue Team and the Goit. It's shocking in the middle of summer though, you got midges everywhere. Oh, yeah, it's coming on this. It's coming on a bit. Might have to sort out that hill. Oh, flaming hell. There we are. What did I say? Bloody canvas has dropped off. Anyway, carry on. Yeah, it's me tempting fate. Talking about my canvas coming off. Yeah, as I was saying, I might sort out that hill on the left a bit, make it a bit more interesting. But we'll see. Keep going. Looks like a big bird in the sky. All subconscious. You might pick up on the recording. A dog barking as well. It's one of mine. get in there a bit. Yeah, we had quite a few searches around Goit Valley, for missing people and stuff like that. It's quite common. Yeah, I think the longest time I was out at any one time was must have been 18 hours. It was a few years ago, and oh, we were bloody exhausted, absolutely shattered. Yeah, we'd rocked up in afternoon time to search this person, and we searched right through the night. And yeah, I didn't get home till about bloody 9 o'clock in the morning or whatever the next day, and then went to work straight after. I was exhausted. We all were. Oh, it's my dog again. I apologise. Accompanied by my wife, telling him to stop. So I do apologise. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been so tired in all my life as I was then. I was tired all the time because back then I was really fit, but I'd be out every single day, hill walking and doing sunrise photography. In the summer, you'd be up at bloody 3 in the morning to do a sunrise, then you get called out in the day, perhaps twice a day if it was some holidays, and then probably do a sunset as well on the same day. Yeah, shattered all the time, but it was all good fun. Yeah, it's getting there a bit. It's not my best, it's not perfect, but it'll do for me. Just sort this sky out a bit. Yeah, I do miss the team at Buxton MRT. Some really happy times, best years of my life there. Yeah, there was this one time I look back very fondly. We were fundraising at the Emergency Services Day in Buxton at Pavilion Gardens, and there was a very good mate of mine who's no longer with us. It's called Mike, and we used to hang about together and everything, wherever I was, he was. And he went off to get fish and chips, went down to the chippy at bottom of Spring Gardens, and he said to me, let me know if there's a job. He took a radio with him. He said, radio me if something comes through. And so off he tootled, and about a quarter of an hour later, of course, we had a job. Our pages went off, and that was it. We loaded ourselves and equipment into the vehicle and proceeded on blue lights through Buxton. I I radioed Mike. I said, get over here. There's a job, and he said, all right, I'll meet you at the bottom of Spring Gardens. So there we were with blue lights, and we pulled up in this minibus with blue lights, and there he was sprinting. It was crowded with people, but you could see him dressed in red, sprinting the length of Spring Gardens with his fish and chips, eating his chips as he was going, throwing chips in his mouth. And I opened the side door to this minibus. He leapt in, and off we went. But oh, we got some funny looks. But all the way to the job, we were all eating his fish and chips. So it was the only job we've been on where we've been going down blue lights and took into fish and chips in the back. It was lovely. I don't think Mike was that impressed because we were nicking his chips. Yeah, that was to a fallen horse rider or something like that, I seem to remember. A long time ago. But yeah, I do miss Buxton MRT. Miss it dearly. I also miss Mike. He was a very good friend. He died young, unfortunately. I was heartbroken. He was an extremely good friend. Had some good laughs. The whole team were really good. Some really good friends in that team. Very good bunch of people. Yeah, it was good. It was like a second home, the base for mountain rescue. I'd love to do it again. Not fit enough anymore. Yeah, happy days. Yeah, it's coming on. I'm not going to do it to death. I don't want to go over the top with it. So most jobs are good, and as I say, it's not the best, it's not perfect, but I enjoy it. That's the main thing. Very much getting there. Yes, it's not bad, that hill there on the right. Cope with that. I'll definitely sort out the hill on the left, make it a bit more interesting. Yeah, it's almost there. I do like using this little rake brush on the sky, it's quite effective. Yeah, it's some quite pleasing brush strokes and things. Yeah, these are never intended as a tutorial, it's just me painting and nattering about stuff. But if you pick up any ideas, then it's all good. And likewise, throw ideas my direction. I'm still learning. Paint every day. Well, I've been painting every day for about 15 months, so still learning. But I enjoy it. Yeah, we're nearly there. I'm just summing up the courage now to sort out that hill on the left. Yeah, to make a bit of a bold statement, just slightly. Yeah, just see what happens. Oh, it looks interesting. Yeah, it's a bit more interest there in the painting now, rather than just a plain hill. got something to it now. Yeah, just add a bit of yellow. I'm just basically using my paintbrush as a palette knife. Add a bit of light on there. Not too bad. And coat with that. Yep, almost there. Almost job's a good one. Few little finishing touches, few highlights going on. And I think almost there. I'm getting that instinctive feeling that we're done. It's knowing when to stop, that's the key. A few more scratches with me, the end of my paint tube. Just rub that on my finger a bit. Yeah, I think that is just about dandy. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Don't forget to follow and subscribe and everything else on various other platforms. Oh, interesting rock there on the left. It'll do me. Yeah, I think we're there. Tiny little few details in. But yeah, it's just about dandy. So thank you so much for watching. And I'll definitely see you next time. Bye bye.